Do you want to discover more joy, peace, and freedom with food exercising your body? Here we bring a compassionate, holistic, and sustainable approach to fitness so you can fully enjoy the life you want and express your unique self with the world. I'm Michelle Roscoe, and I want to help you find fitness freedom. I'm so glad you're here. This morning, I'm coming to you from a gym. I just finished a workout and it's quiet here, so I thought I would record in a hotel room in Amsterdam. It's been a week since the election results of 2024 came out, and when you're listening to this, it might not be as recent, but what I will share today is relevant, I'm sure, unless the world has wonderfully radically changed. In response, I felt discouraged, saddened. I cried reading the election results as I was traveling. And I've been seeing on social media, at least in my corner of social media, this arising of women being, out of anger, rightfully so, wanting to take their power back in the ways that they can. I've seen the 4B movement, that's actually Korean and emanated from Korea. And we talk a lot about it in sex and reproductive rights, and that is so valid and true. And it also applies in our fitness and health, and this is something I've definitely talked about in my consent episode and what I reference in What You Really Need to Know to Enjoy Fitness for Life. Please watch that if you haven't. That is so relevant for us right now. And I'm not going to go into all those details in this episode, but please go check it out. It's about taking our power back. It's always been there. It's already here. It's about recognizing it and claiming it. And for so many of us, unwittingly and to no fault of our own, because of how we grow up, we have given our power away. Others have taken it without our consent. And as we become more aware of the systems at play and we connect more with ourselves, we take our power back. And so in this episode, I want to encourage you simply to take your power back. And what I mean by that is, for a little bit more reference, especially if you haven't listened to my consent episode or watched my masterclass, diet culture and fitness culture is so centered around, quote unquote, fixing our bodies, around looking a certain way to please others, whether that's a societal standard, this ideal we've created because of societal standards in our heads, others' expectations about being pleasing to others and how we look, how we dress, how our bodies are shaped. This is all a large system at play, and really it is about keeping us small and under the control of another. And that is difficult to accept if you think, no, I'm doing this for myself. I just want to look good. I just want to feel good. And no one is to tell you what your true motives are. Only you can know that for sure. And it can be disturbing to kind of lift the veil like the Wizard of Oz on all of this. And maybe you've been keenly aware of it your whole life and you've known it inside your body. And putting words to it is helpful to understand. And as women especially, it is difficult, and this is for everyone listening, but for women especially, it's difficult for us to separate our worth and our value from how we're perceived by others, especially, this is true of the human race, but especially when it comes to our bodies, because we have been told there are good bodies and bad bodies, ways we should look, ways that we should present, ways that we should be attractive. And I think as when we're younger, our brains, something about our psychology and our brains is a little bit more susceptible. And as we get older, we tend to care less about what other people think and grow more into ourselves. There's no right and or wrong per se, but we have to make choices that are not harmful to us, that are affirming and loving to us. So I want to bring a question to you to think about in a loving way, not in a bashing or critical or hurtful way to yourself. But ask yourself, when you are considering your body, when you are maybe feeling insecure about gaining weight or how clothes fit, or how maybe you've been less active or whatever it is. And I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with fitness and health. It's a wonderful, wonderful thing. Heck, I just did a workout and I love it. And this is what I do. But we have to start from a place that is loving in order for it to be sustainable and enjoyable. So something you can ask yourself sincerely, and maybe with some anger, allow yourself to feel anger if that's what comes up for you, or sadness, whatever it is. Who gets to say what about my body? Who gets to say what about my body? Oftentimes we feel proud of, being able to wear a certain size or weigh a certain amount or be able to achieve a certain amount of reps or have a certain kind of muscle toneness in our bodies. And again, there's nothing inherently wrong with that. But why do we feel that in the first place? Who gets to say what? And if you want to take this a step further, after you ask that question, who gets to say what about my body? How does it benefit them? How does it benefit them? Who gets to say what about my body, and how does it benefit them? And in asking these questions and pondering them, thinking about them, bringing them up the next time you feel a sudden disgust or sadness or disappointment with your body, who gets to say what about my body, and how does it benefit them? In all of this, having the cushion of kindness to yourself, of extending love to yourself, and that includes taking action for yourself in the ways that you care for your body, in the ways that you care for your mind and your heart, who you allow into your life and who you don't allow into your life, not to push or to pull, but just your standards for what is allowed, what kind of energies and postures you are willing to accept. Having kindness in your boundaries with yourself, and having kindness in the ways that you take action for yourself. This is more of an open-ended, open-air episode rather than just giving you tips or telling you exactly what to do. Most of all, I am sending so much love for you. And I have, in my work, I'm so grateful for it, created spaces where it is safe for you to be you, where we do not focus our fitness and health on just our weight or what we're able to do or how we look, but on our values and our practices and our kindness to ourselves and acceptance of ourselves. And if you would like to be a part of a space like that, which is so important for strengthening your power and channeling it, come join the 4-H method. And if you're kind of lost, if you haven't heard a lot of my work before, my episodes, so you can start with my masterclass, which you really need to enjoy, Fitness for Life, or continue listening to some episodes here. Most of all, be super kind to yourself. And kindness is not lovey-dovey. Kindness is just. And kindness is action. So much love for you. Peace out. Hey, you reached the end of this episode. Thank you so much for your time and energy listening to this. I appreciate it so much. If you would be so kind and generous as to leave a positive review for this podcast, it would mean so much to the growth of this so that more people can benefit from it. And even more, it would mean even more if you shared this personally with someone who you think would be able to benefit from this, who would appreciate and enjoy it. Please do that. Always feel free to reach out to me with questions or comments, michelle@mlroscoe.com, or you can find me on Instagram at michelle_lynn_roscoe. Always happy to hear from you. And if you're ready to commit, to take action to making your healthiest life from a place of already enough, join the 4-H method. Make your body your home, your health, your hero journey. The link is in the show notes. Like you, love you, Coach Michelle.